Hey y'all, Happy New Year. This Miss Keith with Journey of the Word Ministries, home of every name known to God, where all are welcome, regardless to what you believe, and we nurture relationship with our Father over religion. I'm gonna try and squeeze as much as I can into the first 3 minutes. This is gonna be an introduction to um it's known as the seven deadly sins, but what it actually is a partake of eight. And I thought I was ready to give the whole sermon. I'm not. I'm learning a lot of different things. So this is basically going to be just a brief introduction. So we have pride, and or it was previously called vainglory. Pride is like an it's an individual, not spiritual credit. It's a where it's a all about you type of thing. Images, power, you being the source, not God. Um, we have envy. We have greed, wrath, gluttony, lust, um, sloth, um, avarice. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, um, but it's more of it's not just we might think of it as it's a way of greed, a way of um, wanting, desiring items, not always material, but sometimes power. I'm pretty sure that most of us are know what envy is. Envy is being not happy about what someone else has and upset that you don't have it, or upset when they do well, wishing it for yourself. Wrath is more than anger. Wrath is fueled by a form of jealousy and hate. Wrath is something that happens when someone does something to you. You're dead set on getting them back. A lot of us have heard, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. She's using wrath to exercise that. Lust is a desire. Most of us think lust is only a sexual desire to fill yourself with pleasures or enjoyment of the flesh or of physical nature, but you can lust after more than sexual desires. You can lust after power. You can lust after greed. You can lust after material items. Um, it's so many different forms of lust. Gluttony. Gluttony is another form of greed. Most of us, when we hear gluttony, we think about drinking too much, eating too much, uh, more of something that we intake into our systems. It is not just what you eat. If you have an overactive desire for anything and you just really gotta have it, want to have it, and you do too much, um, the overabundance of anything, whether it's material, whether it's food, whether it's power, the overabundance and the need to have, and to continue to without a true need, it's a want. It's allowing that want for that particular thing to drive you. Overeating is the most easiest thing to decide. People overbuy, people overindulge. Gluttony is like overindulgence of anything. Sloth. Sloth is thought about plain period. You're lazy. You don't want to do anything. You have no desire. You don't put any work into anything. Faith without works and works without faith is empty. That work part, that's slacking. Sloth was originally for a spiritual laziness. You didn't want to do the work to understand anything that come of God's law. Um, it's changed. The perspective has changed because we really just only look at it as a physical laziness, but it's not. It's no innate desire to pursue anything better. No innate uh no get up, no goal, no gumption, no work behind it. It's like a dreamer. Are you a dreamer or a doer? Um and you don't have any doer in you. You don't have any desire to pursue. You don't have any desire to put the work in to get to point A, B, and C. You just want it to happen. Um I've used the example before about my weight. I can say, oh, I don't want to be this way. But if I'm not exercising, if I'm not watching what I eat, if I'm not watching myself as far as being gluttonous with food, or disciplining myself, then I'm being slothful. I'm not really aggressively pursuing what needs to be done. Your relationship with God, if you are not reading the word, if you're not trying to understand what the word truly means, if you are not trying to interact with God on a personal level, not something that I tell you to do or your pastor tells you to do or someone else, but finding that key spot just for you so that he fits into your day-to-day life, so that you begin to apply his desires and his words and his meanings to you. Those are the things that you will be doing. The seven deadly sins is a popular topic because whether you're a believer or not, if you go around any action surrounding any of those mentalities or bad habits, reap corruption, reap chaos, reap pain, reap havoc on your life. It takes away, it doesn't add. So if you really sit down and you look at the things that you've done, any of them, those things that are associated or fall under those categories, have had a negative effect on you, much like not having a relationship with God. And the reason I said, some say that pride is the reason for all of those sins. So it's really 8, not just 7. And there are more sins in the world than this. What they were trying to do was identify what characteristics make up a pattern of detrimental choices that leads you straight to hell. And let's be in all honesty, by definition of hell, if you live a lifestyle and it's consistently turned and spun around those things, your lifestyle is going to be one of um, always having some drama, always having something bad happening. There's always another side to your story. There is always, like I said before, pain. Uh, it's a birthing place for envy, jealousy, gluttony, sloth, pride. That's what it is. It's a birthing place for those things. And anytime that we have found that we are nurturing these sins, and I say nurturing because when most of your choices begin to fall underneath those categories, you're nurturing those. So you're nurturing the behavior that's going to condemn you to hell. Hell here and hell in the afterlife. Remember, we're not promised, here is not forever. So let's say you live here for 60, 70 years on earth, is what I mean by here. And so for 60, 70 years, you're creating the bed that you're laying in every day. And one of the ways that you're creating it is by lining up your choices under the categories of these 7 deadly sins. If you really self reflect, if you really use discernment, then you'll begin to see that your choices are falling under those and that you are dooming yourself to um, not have the best environment, not have the best daily life. The best environment or daily life has nothing to do with money. I want you guys to stop thinking about material possessions. But emotionally in here, mentally in here, those feelings that weigh you down where you're sad, uh, you're angry, you're hurt, and you don't know why, those feelings are birthed in these decisions, are birthed under these sinful natures. So, even though there are more than 7 deadly sins, or 8 if you want to include the birthing place of it, it's not really the sin itself, it's the behavior. In Proverbs, God talks about, or Jesus talks about, that what this God hates. So if you can line up those things in Proverbs with these sins, hence with your behaviors, you're going to see a pattern that's developing. And you can only have one God. That's why it says it is important and it is as serious as who are you choosing, God or the devil? Because only one thing can dominate you. You can only bow to one. You can't have the devil Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday you want to be for God. You have to choose. Now that doesn't mean that through your stumbling, through your decision making, through your growing, that you're not with God. But if you make a conscious decision to live a life of habitual sin, and you choose to ignore the tools that God is giving you to become better and do better. And we have to become better and do better because of the choices that were made before we came here. That, mind you, we continue to make. Adam and Eve birthed the original sin, the knowledge of good and evil, into this world. We are not, we are in God's image. Clearly, we're not behaving as Him because so many of our different decisions, so many of the different things that line up, we still choose. And it's honestly, it's so idiotic because we look around the world at believers and non-believers. The patterns that we choose and objectify and approve of are always in reverse of what has been selected by God's law. Even the laws of man that are set to build a good environment, a good, healthy society, mimic the laws of God. But human nature, we're in a battle with God where we think we know better. We think He needs our help. He doesn't need our help. We need to learn to follow direction. We need to learn to apply His principles to our lifestyle. Even a non-believer who applies God's principles to his lifestyle has a better quality of life. Our quality of life is poor because our choices is poor. Our choices are poor because we don't educate ourselves. God let us know that the downfall of His men will be, of us as a people, will be a lack of knowledge. One of the ways that you can learn to eliminate the mistakes that you make and do is to learn about their nature and where they come from, what category they follow, what pulls you to them. So I'm going to start this series. I'm going to call it the 7 Deadly Sins. And we are going to apply them to everyday life and to everyday choices and see where it gets us. And then hopefully we'll all come to the decision that we need to make a conscious, day-to-day, different decision, different choice based on things to get us a positive environment. And for those of you who haven't decided whether you believe in God or not, that's fine. Jesus opened His arms and is waiting for you. God is waiting for us to come. He's not forcing us. We have free will. But I challenge you to try these principles and apply these principles to your life and see if they don't make it better. It can't hurt, right? Believing in God or not. If you don't believe, you don't believe. If you do, you do. Even if you don't, I want to challenge you to try these principles. Try avoiding the nature of these 7 deadly sins. Because you'll connect one sin to another and you'll begin to realize that, and it all comes through temptation. It all lines up together. Just like all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord, all things are working together for something. We have to realize that He is the key factor to twist it to be good. He has the power. He's the all-knowing. He's the great I am, the beginning and the end, the Alpha, the Omega. We don't have any of that. But He's given us the ability to seek knowledge and gain an understanding, and that's what we need to do. So for, I don't know how long a period of time, I'm going to be exploring these things and seeing what modern day bad habits or modern day sins that we can combine into these. Two that I just want to just say really quickly, I'm not going to go into any details, that society has pushed an acceptance across the universe, no matter what religion you are or what country you live in, is lust of the flesh, the sexual immoral sins, to seek out and to self-satisfy and to placate. It's dooming us. We have these soul ties everywhere. We have this emotional thunderstorm all over the place. And the next is gluttony. And that's especially in America because we're I gotta have, I need it right now. Oh, this came out last week. Oh, I can't be the last to have it. I mean, we literally are camping out to buy new shoes, new things that just went out. We're taking our rent money to buy cellular phones. We have created society so sick on gluttony, of over excessiveness, of use, of gotta have, of greed, that our children now are emotionally distraught when they don't have the best shoes, the best clothes, the best tech crap like cell phones. Some of them are killing themselves because the nature of the beast is that children have become so nasty that they're attacking the ones who don't have, and not even knowing whether they can or not, whether their parents are just against it. They are being ridiculed to the point where they're actually committing suicide and killing themselves. Adults are committing suicide and killing themselves. The whole world is stuck on I want, I want, I want, I can't have, I can't have, I can't have. The greed and the over excessive use of everything that is a want, not a need, is ruining society. The lustful behavior also is a form of greed and gluttony. Where, come on, you have 5 sexual partners. One, why do you need that many? Two, what are you accomplishing besides a physical gratification? Three, how much headache actually comes along with that? Four, why are you still not happy? Because if you were happy, somewhere along the line, you would have stopped with someone and settled down. Why are you still not happy? It's not them, it's you, boo. Self analyze, discretion, discernment, study, seek, and in all thy getting understanding. Wisdom is the most valuable tool, and we're going to start this year out by learning about the 7 deadly sins and how to tie them into our life. You guys, welcome to 2022, and hopefully I'll get better and better at this, and we'll start making some headway. Good luck with your relationship with God. I don't even know why I said good luck, because I really don't believe in luck. To me, luck is the devil. I'm blessed, and whatever he touches, he'll make good for me, and the same for you. Have a good rest of your week, and as I always say, welcome to Journey of the Word Ministries. That's gonna be my new thing, maybe, I don't know, but either way it goes, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week, and I hope that you find out something that intrigues you to guide you to your relationship with God.